If you want to know how to transfer mods from the Stardew Valley 1.5 update to the Stardew Valley 1.6 update, or if you have no clue how mods work at Stardew Valley and you want to install some and use them in your game, then you've come to the right place. As in this video, I'll be teaching you how to do both things, and as a result, this video will be split up into two parts. One for transferring, and one for adding new mods. Mainly made for people that don't really know how to mod the game. However, there is something very important that I must first address. Now, half the reason for me making this video in the first place is because the Stardew Valley 1.6 update fundamentally changes how mods work. Like the framework, so the code that mods have to run off of, is different. It's updated now. And as a result, people were worrying if this was going to be Stardew Valley's modpocalypse. But don't worry, most mods are fine. ConcernedApe gave all mod developers a very big heads up about this, and the biggest mod developers he even gave the game to early so that they could fix it up beforehand. But yeah, majority of mods are actually fine, they're completely safe. But if you're not sure or worrying about a particular mod, you can always go to this website right here and look up if your mod is currently compatible or not. Now again, as I said, most mods are, but if they aren't, you can also find an alternative mod to that mod from this list. Okay, so if you're transferring mods over from 1.5 to 1.6, this is how you do it. If you're a beginner and you want to download mods for the first time, maybe just skip ahead to that tutorial. And you can do so by using the YouTube timestamps feature. Anyway, transferring mods. Okay, so before we start upgrading anything, I highly recommend making a backup because remember, Stardew Valley 1.5 is different to what Stardew Valley 1.6, like with mods. So in these first couple of weeks where everything's getting ironed out, I would make a backup just in case. So I have my original modded folder here on my desktop, and that's because I already always create copies and backups. But if you're like most people, your Stardew Valley modded folder is actually going to be in the Steam directory. So what we're going to do to find that is go to local disk, go to program files 86, go to Steam, go to Steam apps, and then go to common. And then once you're in here, you can find Stardew Valley. Now, for most people, this will be modded. So if this is where your mods are, it will have a folder say mods, and there'll also be Smappy as an executable. So yeah, this one's not modded, but just pretend it is for the example. So yeah, this is my modded version of Stardew Valley 1.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy it, and we're going to keep this one here as a backup just in case anything goes wrong. But we'll copy this, and we'll go to desktop because that's where I like to put it. I'll make a new folder called Stardew example because this is the example video, and then in it, I'll put it, and this will take a little bit of time, not too long, just took a couple seconds for me. If you have an SSD, it shouldn't really take too long. The game's not very big. And then once that's done, I'm just going to rename this to Stardew Valley 1.6 mods. Now, if you want to upgrade to 1.6, the reason why you have to copy it from your Steam directory is because when you update the game, it updates to that Steam directory. So we've essentially just copied Stardew Valley at 1.6. However, the mods inside are old. Now, to combat this, we're going to have to download Smappy, which is Stardew Valley's mod launcher. Now, you should all know how this works by now if you've installed mods before, but yes, Smappy is the mod launcher, and I'm dumb and I can't spell. Now, you can find this by searching it up on Nexus or on the official site. But yeah, to download it, just go to Smappy on Nexus Mods, go to the files, and download Smappy 4.0.1. If you're following this guide later in months later, it will be a little bit different version. It'll be 4.1 or something, for example. However, if it's a 4 point something version, that is the Stardew Valley 1.6. All these 3.18s and blah, 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 they're old. Don't get a 3 point whatever file. For 1.6, you need a 4 point something version. So yeah, go to manual download and download it. And once it's finished downloading, okay, why does it have to take so much time this time when I'm making this tutorial? So yeah, this file's not very big. So once it finishes downloading, you can right click and hit extract all. If you're on Windows, this is how you do it on Mac. You'd probably just use whatever default unzipper there is. And on Linux, well, if you're using Linux, you don't need a tutorial how to unzip a file. You're using fucking Linux. Okay, so now open up Smappy. And if you're on Windows, use the Windows installer. If you're on Linux, go into a terminal and drag this file into the terminal and click enter. And if you're on Mac, just double click it or just do the same as Linux. Now we're on Windows, so we're going to double click this and click run. Now this will automatically run through some things and eventually you'll be greeted with this. So it's telling us, do we want to add it to our Steam directory or a custom folder? I recommend not doing it to here because remember, our original 1.5 backup is in our Steam directory. Now, if you want to transfer that somewhere else, sure, you could do this, but yeah, I recommend entering a custom path. Now, the custom path that we're using is Stardew example, blah, blah, blah. So what you're going to do is you go to your folder and you just click here. And from here, you can Control C and copy this entire thing so you don't have to manually type it out. And then go back to here. And oh yeah, before we paste it, you have to click one of these. So yeah, we're doing a custom path. So we go 2, not 3, 2 for a custom path. And now it wants the directory. So we just copied the directory so we can paste it here and press enter. Now, do we want to uninstall Smappy or install? Well, because this is the old modded thing, what you want to do is click 2 to uninstall. Now, I can't uninstall because there's literally no modded files to uninstall. However, if you're upgrading your Smappy version, you of course want to uninstall. And for that, you simply press 2, you press enter, it will take about 5 seconds at max, and then it'll be like, yeah, I'm done. And once it's done, you just click enter and it's all finished. You've uninstalled Smappy. And then after you've uninstalled it, you have to reinstall it again. So you reopen Smappy, you put 2 for custom folder again, then you paste your directory in again, like the stuff we just did 2 seconds ago, and now you'll be faced with this. And this time, once you've uninstalled Smappy, you want to install it again, of course. So type 1 or 2, then press enter. So because we want to install it, we want to press 1. And it will just do that. It will install Smappy on itself and create the mods folder and everything. And once it's done, you get this green text, which is like, yep, we've done it. And then you can just press enter. And it will close. Now we have Stardew Valley 1.6 with Smappy 4.0, which is the 1.6 compatible version. However, now that we have Smappy, the mod launcher, how do I transfer all my mods? Well, with me, I was using about 30 or so mods, so I didn't really want to individually check every mod. Actually, I need to talk about that. Basically, to individually check mods, you can go to smappy.io/mods, and then you get greeted with this, and you can search up your mods. So say I wanted to see if Automate works. You search up Automate, and it goes, yep, Automate works, you have to use the latest version, which you can download off Nexus. Okay, what if Harvest with Scythe? Is that available? Harvest with Scythe. Okay, so Harvest with Scythe isn't compatible yet. However, majority of the incompatible mods have another replacement mod. So instead of reinstalling Harvest with Scythe, I would go and use yet another Harvest Scythe mod, which I can download right here. So yes, if you need to individually check any mods, you can go there. But the way I like to do it to bulk check it is to go back to my old mods folder. For example, my old mod folder was here. However, for most people's old mod folder, the folder is in program files, Steam apps, common, Stardew Valley. This is where we went before. And this should have your old 1.5 mods. There should be a folder called mods. And in that mods folder, you have all the mods you were using before. I was using 32 because I was doing a legit playthrough of Stardew Valley Expanded. But what I'm going to do is press Control C to copy. And then I'm going to go back to my new mods folder, which is the Stardew example 1.6, go into here and just paste them. Now, these mods, majority of them won't work. They'll be broken because remember, they need updating. Oh yeah, once it gets to this, by the way, click skip because the mods it's trying to overwrite are console commands and another thing, which this is a new version of console commands that was installed with Smappy. You don't want to get rid of them. So when it prompts you that, just skip it. Anyway, come out here and go to Stardew Valley modded API. Right click it and launch it. The reason why you're launching it is because once you launch incompatible mods, it will go, hey, you have a bunch of mods incompatible. Here's what you need to change and here's all the links. So it makes it a lot easier. Now, fucking hell. Now, hopefully that didn't just fuck up the recording because Stardew launched really weirdly. But yeah, as you'll see from this red text, it'll tell me it skipped 30 mods because, you know, they're out of date. And then it says here links for 20 other mods. So now you can either look at this one or this one. This one probably better because it has more mods. So yeah, all the red ones, those are dangerous. Those are the ones that didn't launch because they're out of date. And simply, if you expand the terminal a bit, you'll be able to see all of this. And with this, you're going to have to click a lot of individual links, unfortunately, but at least it lists all of the mods that you need straight out. So yes, I need a new content patcher because that's the thing that everything runs on. So I'm going to click here. Okay, for some reason, these links are clickable, but these ones aren't. Okay, they are now. Control click. What the hell? Okay, for some reason, sometimes these are clickable or not, and you have to control click on them. If they're not clickable, just simply highlight them, Control V, and just paste them in and you get the same result. So yeah, you have to individually click every link and go to it and then manually download every new thing. And eventually your downloads will be filled up with all the new mods that you want. Now, before we paste any new mods in, we of course have to delete all of these old mods. So what we're going to do is press Control A and then Control click 3 specific things. Control click error handler, Control click save backup, and then Control click console commands. This is because these are the new versions, we don't want to delete them. The rest that are highlighted, we can now delete. And now this one's having a fit, and that's because we actually still have Stardew open. So this, make sure you've got all your mods before because this tells you right here. But once you've got all your mods downloaded, close this and you should be able to delete any leftover mods. So now we've deleted all our old mods. But not only that, but we also have our new mods. Now, all your new mods you'll have to extract. So yeah, I'm only using one mod for this example because I can't be bothered downloading 30 mods just for the tutorial. But yeah, you're just going to have to extract all. However, for some reason, you can only extract one mod at a time with Windows Extract Tool. It kind of sucks. Now, is there a way around this? Kind of. To get around this, you're going to have to download a tool called 7-Zip, which 7-Zip is similar to WinRAR if you've ever heard of it. They're just extractors. However, 7-Zip is easily the best free unzipper in the world. And yes, it's also one of the most used and beloved ones by like every person who ever unzips anything on their computer on the internet. So yes, this is absolutely safe. This isn't just used by me, this is used by like basically everybody that unzips stuff. Anyone that uses WinRAR in 2024 is honestly just uninformed, because WinRAR is free, but you get a bunch of ads with it, which sucks. Where 7-Zip has more features and you don't get ads with it. And it's just completely free and legal and everyone uses it. So yes, you want to go over to here and click this one. If you're on a phone, you'd click this one, but we're not on an ARM device, we're on this. So we click this one for Windows. If you're on Mac, it probably appears here as Mac and Linux, etc. Actually, if you're on Mac or Linux, you can always go to download, and then you can always just find whatever operating system you are, like right here. Anyway, we've just downloaded 7-Zip, and I thought we were going to have to unzip 7-Zip, which would be ironic, but we don't. Now you just double click it and press install. However, I've already installed it, so I'm not going to install something I've already installed, but yeah, just click install. It'll just take like 1 minute or something max, and then it'll be installed. It's very small. Now, once you've done that, you will be able to unzip multiple files at a time. So to do this, you're gonna have to highlight these two, right click on them, and then press show more options on Windows 11. And this is because the default 7-Zip menu, wherever it is, doesn't quite work properly. It's kind of shit. So yeah, show more options, and then you hover over this and all of these will appear. Now the one you want is extract files ... If you click that and just keep everything as default and then click OK, what it's going to do is it's going to unzip. Okay, so the thing that shows it's zipping, usually it shows what it's unzipping just closed on me, but what's going to happen by the end of it, all of your folders are going to be unzipped at the same time into their respective folders. Now, occasionally I've had this bug out on me, so just count and make sure, say you've downloaded 30 zips, make sure there's 30 folders, because occasionally that feature has bugged out on me. But yeah, this has been a life changer when I've been unzipping, say, actually I have a video I never finished where I did 250 mods. So yeah, unzipping 250 mods is kind of a pain in the ass. So this tool really speeds it up, and the bugging out may even be fixed. But yeah, to unzip folders, highlight all of them by clicking one and then clicking control and clicking another, like so. Then once you have both of your zip files, right click, show more options, 7-Zip, extract files, and then don't click anything else and just click OK. And when it's finished, you'll have these two. Now, Windows 11 is slightly buggy. It doesn't seem to update in real time. So if you unzip these and then it looks like nothing's been unzipped, even though you've unzipped them, just click out of downloads, say click documents, and then click back to downloads, and these two should appear. For example, I'll show you. I'll do this again, click files, etc. Click OK. And look, I've just unzipped them, but they're not here. So I click documents, downloads, and they're here. Pretty sure Control R might work as well, but it might not. But yeah, and now I was just on a tangent about unzipping stuff, but once we have a new mod, Control X to cut them, or Control C to copy them, and go back to your new Stardew Valley 1.6 folder. Now for us, remember it was on our desktop, and Stardew example, Stardew Valley mods 1.6, and then mods, and then paste them. And now, when we launch Stardew Valley, all these mods will be the newest updated ones. So that's how you can move mods from Stardew Valley 1.5 to Stardew Valley 1.6. However, what if you're completely new to modding? What if you've never installed a mod before and you want to know how? Well, this is how you do it. First, before you do anything, you're gonna have to download a couple things. The first one is Smappy. And the reason why is because Smappy is the mod loader for Stardew Valley. Now you can download it from here, but what I recommend downloading it from is Nexus. And the reason why is because you will need Nexus to download every other mod, so it's best just getting accustomed to Nexus right now. So yes, go to nexus.com, and right here there'll be a login and register button. If you've never made a Nexus account because you've never used any of these mods before, you have to click register. After you've signed in, I think you have to put like your email and create a password and stuff, and they also probably send a verification email to your email. So once you've made an account and verified it with your email, then you can log in with the account, and the front page of Nexus will look something like this. So once you have a Nexus account and it looks something like this, what you're going to want to do is, of course, click on this Stardew Valley category, as this is all the mods for Stardew Valley. Now, to download Smappy, go to Popular of all time, and then click on Smappy right here. Also, if you can't find this for some reason, you can always search up Smappy up here, or any other mod that you want. So yeah, click on Smappy, and then here is how Nexus is laid out. So you have the description, files, images, videos about the mod, posts, like frequently asked questions and, people having troubles, logs and stats. Now to download it, what you're gonna have to click on is files. And you can also click up here, it will send you to the same place, but I'll show you that in a sec. So click on files and go down here. Now for Stardew Valley 1.6 and up, you have to install Smappy 4 point something. Now, the reason why I say this is, if you're following this guide weeks or months or even years later, this version of Smappy will be different from what you need to download. Whatever the main file is right now, just download that. It may be 4.1, maybe 4.2 or something. Hey, maybe it's 3 years later and you're on Smappy 5. I don't really care. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Just download whatever the main one is here. And the reason why I say this is because if you go down here, you'll see older files, and that's Smappy 2 point something and Smappy 3. They're all old. If you are modding Stardew Valley 1.5.6, then you use Smappy 3.8, but any Smappy 3 version or below is not used on Stardew Valley 1.6 and up. So yeah, now that we know to click this one, click manual download, and then click slow download, because the fast download is premium. However, Stardew Valley mods are so small that they don't take very long to download. In fact, this is actually bigger than most mods you'll ever download. The only mod that you'll ever download that is big is like Stardew Valley Expanded, which we'll get to that, don't worry. So yes, just wait approximately 30 seconds depending on how good your internet is, and Smappy will be done. Now, once you have downloaded Smappy, it will be in your downloads. Now, this is a Windows guide, but you can basically follow my steps and they'll be very similar on Mac. So here's my downloads, here's Smappy. We need to right click this and click extract all, because this is a zipped folder, it's compressed. So we can't use it. However, after we unzip it, we will get a folder that we can use. So yes, this is the unzipped folder of Smappy, and when you double click on it, you'll be inside the Smappy installer. So from here, if you're on Linux, then you open up the terminal and drag the file in. If you're on a Mac, I'm pretty sure you do the same. You either double click on it or you open up the terminal and drag it in. But on Windows, what you gotta do, just double click it. And then this security thing will probably pop up. Don't worry, it's just saying this file is unknown. Do you want to run it? We do want to run it. Tens of millions of people use Smappy, it's fine. So click run, and then you'll be brought to this. Look, this terminal window can look daunting, but it's not, don't worry. Everything here is in plain text and very easy to understand. So you will get two options, add Smappy to the root directory or a custom game path. Now, here's the thing. I recommend doing it to a custom game path. And the reason is because if you're modding any game, it's good to have a backup of it because, you know, mods are moderations of the game file, right? And if you're changing game files, stuff can go wrong. Now, Smappy is basically foolproof. It won't alter files. But yeah, I do recommend making a custom Stardew Valley just in case stuff goes wrong. So this means we have to make a copy of our Stardew Valley folder first. Now, usually you would manually navigate to it. You go here, program files, Steam apps, etc. However, you see right here, yeah, it provides it right here. So instead of having to go manually to the root directory, we can just go highlight this like this, and then click Control C so that it will copy. And then you can go to Windows Explorer and then click here and then just Control V to paste. And once you've pasted it, press enter and this will open up. This is your Stardew Valley folder. This is where all the game files are. So you get placed in here, but we need the whole folder. So what you do is you click common and you'll be out. This will have where all your Steam games are downloaded. I don't have many right now. But yeah, we want Stardew Valley. So click that, click Control C. And then I recommend going to the desktop because, you know, it's easiest to comprehend on a video. So I've already done it, but yeah, go to the desktop, just do this, you know, click and drag some area just so it selects the desktop and then click Control V. Now, once you've done this, you should have your own Stardew Valley folder. So you see this Stardew Valley folder? I'm simply going to put it in this Stardew Valley example folder just for the sake of this video. So our modded Stardew Valley, it's not modded yet, but our Stardew Valley folder that's about to be modded will be on the desktop. If you've followed my steps and pasted it on the desktop. You can place it anywhere you like though. So yeah, now we have our copied Stardew Valley folder and ready to mod. So go back to here. I've alt-tabbed, but you can always go to your taskbar and click the terminal. Go back here, and now you can click to enter a custom game path. So click 2 and hit enter, and then it wants the directory. So wherever you just copy and pasted Stardew Valley to, remember, I've told you to do it to the desktop. Well, double click on that, and then click here, click Control C, and then in here, click Control V, and then click enter. Now, once you've clicked enter, it'll give you two options, install or uninstall. If you're following this guide, you never used mods before, you can't uninstall something you don't have. So we're of course going to click 1 for uninstall, then press enter, and then it will do it yourself. And then once the green text comes up, it goes, yep, it's all done. And then you click enter and it closes. So if we open up that Stardew Valley folder, whoop, that full screened, you'll see that there's now a folder called mods. Now this, probably shouldn't have this folder, but yeah, there'll be this new mods folder. Now, luckily, Stardew Valley mods are very simple. All you have to do is download a mod, extract it, and then put it in the mods folder and launch. That's it. However, I'm still going to show you how to do it just in case you don't get mixed up on any steps. So go back to whatever browser you're using, go back to Nexus Mods, and let's install some mods. Now, the first one you will need is Content Patcher, so I'm opening that in a new tab. We'll get to that in a second. You need this because Content Patcher, it allows you to launch mods that alter the game without altering the game files. It's honestly pretty good. So you can have custom characters or images without you having to go into the actual game and mess stuff up. So we need Content Patcher for basically every mod ever. So open that one up. And for this example, I will also use Stardew Valley Expanded because you'll run into, it's not necessarily a problem, but you'll run into something that will happen often. So yeah, I'll get to explain prerequisites and stuff. So we're going to Content Patcher. To download, you click Manual Download, or you go to Files and click whatever the newest one is here. But Manual Download is always the newest one. And then you click that, click Download, slow down, download, and it will download in a second. Yep, it downloaded like instantly because it's kilobytes in size. So then we go to the downloads because that's where it downloads to, and you just extract it like normal. And I'm just going to delete this map because yeah, you don't need to see that. Okay, so now we've extracted that. I pressed extract all. Here's the Content Patcher folder. So now you see this whole folder, this unzipped one, well, you can simply Control X to cut it, and then go back to the desktop and go to your Stardew Valley folder, and then go to the mods folder in the Stardew Valley folder, and click Control V to paste. And then you will have Content Patcher in. Now this isn't where it ends because I'm going to show you something else in a second, but when you want to launch Stardew mods, you don't go for this one, this is normal, you go for the Stardew Valley modding API, also known as SMAP. You double click that, and this terminal opens up, you press, and you just let it do its thing. And then eventually, you'll get a window like this, or it should be bigger, it should actually be full screen. But yeah, you'll get, your Stardew Valley will launch, and then yeah. Even if this looks daunting to you, I ignore this red text by the way, that's an error on my end, but it should look something like this with no red text. Now, this may look daunting to some people, but if you actually read it, it's in plain text. It tells you in plain English what's happening. So here it says it's loading mods. It loaded the 3 mods, which save backup and console commands, they came with SMAPI, and then Content Patcher is the one we just installed. It also shows all the stuff that it needs for Steam, and this is red text, which means an error, but this is something to do with me that I've messed up years ago. All right? This isn't anything to do with you. Do not worry about this at all. You won't have this. So yeah, this is actually very useful because it tells you what's going on. If you have an error, it will appear in red, like here, for example. And if you need to update a mod, it will appear in purple. It will say, need to update a mod. It will show what mod it is. It will give you the link to the mod and it will appear in purple. By the way, some mods glitch out where it says you need to update them even if you get the latest version. So if that happens, don't worry. You can launch the game with not updated mods and it can be fine. It's only not fine if you get red text like this. If you get purple or white text, you're completely fine and good to go. So that was just a test anyway to show you what happens. But now I'm gonna need to show you one more thing. So to do that, I'll explain it with Stardew Valley Expanded. Basically, Stardew Valley Expanded is the biggest expansion mod to Stardew Valley. So it adds new characters, new areas, new items, etc. And because of this, when you click Manual Download, okay, Manual Download just goes to here. But when you click Files and then go to Manual Download, you'll be greeted with this page. Now, this is actually news to me. I didn't know, but I'll explain this. Basically, these are what are known as prerequisite mods. In order for some really big mods to work, you need other types of mods. Because a lot of these mods are like framework mods where they give, certain code and stuff so that these other bigger mods can be built on top of them and run. Now, Stardew Valley Expanded, I was going to use it because it used to have like 7 mods you have to download, but you only have to download 2. So, yeah. There's still one we don't have though. So, yeah, this still works as an example. So, you go to Stardew Valley and this appears. Well, we just downloaded Content Patcher. We have Content Patcher. We have SMAPI. That's the running API we're running. However, we don't have Farm Type Manager. So, we open that up and then you click Manual Download and then it shows you prerequisites. We have Content Patcher, we have SMAPI, it's fine. So you click download and then slow download. This will download. And then if we go to our downloads, it would have downloaded. And then of course we just extract it. And now that it's unzipped, we can get this, Control X to cut. We go to desktop or wherever the hell we saved it, your Stardew Valley folder. And then once you're in the Stardew Valley folder, go to mods and just Control V to paste it. And now we have all the mods ready for Stardew Valley Expanded. So now we can download Stardew Valley Expanded. And this one will take a while because it's 382 megabytes, which the one we just downloaded was 115 kilobytes, which kilobytes is the one before megabytes, which is a lot smaller. Like I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 kilobytes to 1 megabyte or something like that. So yeah, this one will take a couple minutes for most people. Also, while this is downloading, I just want to say that all mods that you download go into the mods folder. Even if you download a visual mod like the anime mod, or a gameplay mod like Automate mod, or a whole expansion mod that changes everything like Stardew Valley Expanded, all of it goes in the mods folder. And this is all because this is using modern mods. There are a few mods from the start of 2016, which were X and B mods, which were a lot more complicated and involved worse ways to do things, but I will talk about that one day in a very big comprehensive guide. But for now, this was just simply a beginner's guide. Also, something else while this is downloading, I want to show you is that With using Windows default tool, you can only extract one folder at a time, which say you've downloaded 30 mods, that is a pain in the ass. So to combat this, go to 7zip.org and download this program called 7zip. Basically, it's an extractor, so it does the same thing as Windows Extractor, except it's just better, because, Windows sucks. This thing is built specifically for unzipping. Now, don't worry, this is the most used unzipper in the world, and is used by everyone from novices to beginner to computer tech geniuses, all right? This is the best zipper in the world. It's not any chance of virus or anything. Because I know people that don't know much about computers worry about that type of thing when they download something they don't know. So yeah, don't worry when downloading 7zip. But yeah, to install 7zip, just download it. It's only a meg, so it won't take very long to download. Download it instantly for me. And then you go double click on it. This pop-up a security alert will pop up. You just click yes, and then it just gives you a folder. Just click install, and then click close when it's done. And now you have 7zip installed. Now I said 30 folders as the example, but say I want to extract both of these folders at once. Well, I can't do that with Windows, but now I've installed 7zip. I can shift click, so it highlights both of these. Right click on one of them, click show more options. If you're on Windows 10, you don't need to do this, but click show more options and then hover over the 7zip and then go to the one that says extract files ... and click it. Now, it will look something like this. Do not change anything here because it can mess it up. And then once you've not changed anything here, just click OK and it will unzip. Now, usually it takes way less time than even that. The reason why is because I unzipped Stardew Valley Expanded at the same time, which is the big mod. So yeah, now we have both mods and you can simply Control X and then go into your mods folder and paste. But yeah, that is how you do multiple mods at the same time. Now, yes, Stardew Valley Expanded has finally finished downloading. So now we can right click it and you can click extract because it's only one file, but because I just showed you how to use 7zip, I'll just do it again. And now it will show you that it's extracting. This is a big mod, so it still doesn't take very long. Now you have the unzip folder, click Control X and then go to your desktop. Actually, it's probably easy to show it here. Go to your desktop and go to whatever your Stardew folder was in. And then inside your Stardew Valley folder, go into the mods folder and Control V to paste. And now you have Stardew Valley and it's all its prerequisites and all the other stuff. Now you have those mods just to check they're working. Double click Stardew Valley modding API. It will show you here. It will be preparing its stuff. It will load up and the game will load in a sec. Yep, I have it in a small window just to show you. But if you look up here, okay, this is a lot of stuff, but if you go all the way up to the top, it would tell you that you've loaded Stardew Valley Expanded and Farm Type Manager. That's the other thing we downloaded. And yeah, all of this is white text, so it's fine. Remember, white is good. Okay, that sounds bad out of context. Purple means update and red is bad. Red means error. Just before something crashes, usually there's lots of red text. Actually, one thing I needed to say is that content mods like Stardew Valley Expanded will mess up stuff if you load into a folder. So if you're doing Stardew Valley Expanded, make a new file, all right? Don't go into your normal non-modded file with mods, all right? That just, yeah. There are some mods that work with non-mods, but as a rule of thumb, don't go into a non-modded file with mods, otherwise it can wreck stuff. Anyway, yeah, we can close that out. And one last thing I need to say is that because we're on PC, you're most likely going to be playing Stardew Valley on Steam. I need to show you something. Okay, so now I'm in Steam. Oh, Stardew has another bug fix update. That's cool. Okay, so now I'm in Steam and I'm at Stardew Valley. The problem here is, though, if I click play, it's going to launch non-modded Stardew. The thing is, I want to launch modded Stardew. Now, there's two ways we can go about this. Now, the way I do this is I go to Games up here, and I go to Add a non-Steam game to my Steam library. And then I click Browse, and we're going to go back to our modded Stardew Valley folder, and we're going to click Stardew Valley modded API, click Control-C to copy, and then in this file name, click here and click Control-V, because copying this actually copies the file path of it. And then when you have something that looks like this, you click Open, and it will tick Stardew Valley modding API. Then you click Add Select Programs. I've already done it, so I'm not going to click that, but you click that. And then it's not called SMAPI on here, it's called Stardew Valley modding API, which you either go here, Stardew Valley, and it'll come up, or you can scroll down and find it. However, if you want this to be SMAPI, you can go right click this and click properties, and then this name here, you can just change to SMAPI, and then just click, there should be a save button somewhere. Actually, you don't even need to save it, just click X, it's already saved itself. And if you want it next to Stardew, you can like add it to favorites or something, and yeah, now we have Stardew Valley and we have SMAPI. And the thing is, when you launch SMAPI, Steam does a thing where it launches it in a way that it still counts your Stardew Valley hours, and I'm pretty sure achievements. And to show you what I mean, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to click play on SMAPI, and as you can see, it's launching it. But as soon as it launches SMAPI, it says this is running. So now this is running properly. So yes, now Steam is running properly. Also, a bit of my Steam might have been cut off before, sorry about that. But yeah, I launched SMAPI, and it's running SMAPI as you can see. But on Steam, it says Stardew Valley, so it still counts my hours and everything. Now, the thing is, there is another way to do this. You can change it so when you click Stardew Valley, here, it will launch Smappy without you having to add it and everything. However, this is annoying because it means you can only play modded Stardew Valley until you change it back to vanilla. Whereas adding Smappy and Stardew Valley separately, it means whenever I launch this is vanilla. Whenever I launch Smappy, this is modded. However, both go towards my hours and achievements. This is a much better way of doing it. So yeah, that's a beginner guide of adding mods to Stardew Valley. If you have any comments, just comment them down below. Hopefully me or someone else can help you out. But I just want to say that there's a lot more than meets the eye with modding, and that there is a lot of complexity behind this that I do want to make a video on one day. But yeah, for just normally downloading Stardew mods and playing it, you don't need to know all the extra shit. So yeah, Stardew Valley modding is as simple as download a mod, extract it, put it in the mods folder, launch Smappy.